And today I'm going to talk about nothing and nothing but just pain. Now tell me, what is the definition of pain that you have in your mind? Anyone? Make some noise. No raise of hands. No saying anything that I want to be first. Make some noise.
Extreme feelings.
Extreme feelings. Okay.
Something that is uncomfortable and doesn't let us concentrate on anything else.
Something that is uncomfortable and does not let us concentrate on anything else. Perfect. What else? One more question. One more answer.
The feeling of unease.
The feeling of unease. Okay. I googled pain because I left the feeling of pain long time back. I did not know what pain felt like. So I did not become a zombie, but yes, I mastered the pain that I have in me. So I googled what pain is all about. Pain is actually an uncomfortable feeling that tells you something may be wrong with you. So all the three of you who answered are quite close to what the Google definition of pain is all about. But right now I am talking about only mental pain, not physical pain. Now, what is mental pain? Mental pain is conceptualized as a perception of negative changes in the self and its function that are accompanied by negative feelings. So whatever you are feeling inside you, it is negative. If it is something that is negative and it is affecting your functions, your daily growth, that is all what pain is all about. Now, I'm not going to discuss anything more about pain. I'll first tell you what a Toastmasters meeting is all about. So I'll release my pain area of being a TMOD and going to do certain rigmaroles of telling you about the things and the way a regular meeting works on. So that will make me release the pain that I have in adhering to certain things in life. So pain again is it that you have to adhere to certain things in life. You do not want to do them, but you have to do them. So here is it. A Toastmasters regular meeting has three phases. The first phase is the prepared speeches phase, where active Toastmasters, they take the pain to prepare a speech and then deliver it on stage. It could be 5 to 7 minutes. I'll tell how it goes on. The general evaluator will come and tell you how it goes on. And then the second phase is the table topic speeches, where anyone from the audience, the guest, the active Toastmasters, or anyone else can deliver a 2 to 3 minutes table topics on an impromptu speech on anything that the table topic master tells you to deliver on. And finally, the third phase is the general evaluation, which is the copyright and patent of any Toastmasters meeting. Sorry, where you are provided a positive and supportive feedback on your pain areas and your improvement areas, as well as your areas that you already excel in. You are commended on that. So these are the three phases. I am not the only one who is going to run this show. I have with me a team of role players who will be taking care of all these phases. So I am going to bring on stage someone who takes the care of the last area of pain, that is the last phase of the whole meeting, who is called the general evaluator. The general evaluator is now going to come on stage and is going to tell us what are the objectives of his or her role along with the team she is going to bring in. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Nupur Awasthi as the general evaluator, and I will also request Toastmaster Nupur to give us a few pointers on what is it that her experience has been with pain and how did she overcome it. Over to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Nupur Awasthi.
Thank you so much, DTM Shahid. As a general evaluator, let me first get on to the work. But as a general evaluator, I would be looking at the conduct of this meeting right from the beginning, how the role players performed, how the speakers performed, how the evaluators performed. An overall evaluation of the meeting is what I would be looking at to make sure it has a good structure to it. We are aware, we come to know of the areas that we really did well at and the areas that we as a team, as a club need to improve on. Because eventually, what are we here for? It is our own personal growth that we are looking at in any club meeting. I would not be doing it all alone. I have a team with me, which is called the tag team, the timer, AHA counter, and grammarian. And I would like to invite them on the stage to explain their role in detail. So let me first invite the timer, Toastmaster Neha. Hi, Toastmaster Neha. Could you just explain your role and how will we be measuring the timings for each speaker?
Good afternoon, Nupur. Thank you, Nupur, for giving me that opportunity. And good afternoon, fellow Toastmaster and dear guests. I will be the timer for today. I'm going to time the entire meeting. So every speaker having some time slots. For prepared speeches, there will be five minimum minutes. On the 5 minutes, I'll show the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll show yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I'll show the red card for the prepared speakers. And for table topic speakers, there will be 1 minute minimum time limit. On 1 minute, I'll show green card. 1 minute 30 seconds, I'll show yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I'll show the red card. And I will submit my report in the general evaluation section. Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. Back to you.
Thank you so much.
I can't on my camera. I mean, my camera is on, but I have to put on that tape because background is getting dull. So I can't able to show my cards if I switch on my camera.
Okay. Not a problem. I have given you the co-host rights, Toastmaster Neha. So maybe if you would just want to present your screen and so that we all can see your lovely face, lovely smile, that would be good as well.
Okay, I'll try it.
Yeah, great. Thank you. Moving on to the AHA counter, someone who has joined us after a long time. I'm not sure if it's the first time or not, but let me welcome on the stage Toastmaster Kabir. Over to you, Toastmaster, to explain the AHA counter role. Thank you.
Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am. I have joined after a period of almost 1.5 to 2 months as I was in travel. And good afternoon to fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am the AHA counter of the day. Filler words and crutches cause interruptions in the speech, which further distracts the attention of the audience. As a result, they reduce the impact of the speech. My role today is to make notes of the pauses, filler words used by the speakers and role players. Filler words are like, you know, so, I mean, well. In addition, unintentional sounds like ahs and ums and long pauses will be noted. When called upon the stage at the end of the meeting, I will submit my report during the general evaluation. Thanks. And over to General Evaluator, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that report, for that detailed explanation. Let me now request Toastmaster Mayank to explain us the role of the grammarian.
Yes, thank you, Madam G. Good evening, everyone. I am the grammarian for today's meeting. As a grammarian, it would be my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listening carefully to the language used. I'll also take note of improper languages as well as any outstanding words, quotes, or sayings that may be used. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word and idiom of the day. So the word and idiom of the day for today's meeting is garble. It means to alter or distort as to create a wrong impression or change the meaning. It can be used in a way that, for example, in an online world, sending instant messages instead of calling might garble the message as the body language is not clear. And the idiom of the day is pain in the neck. It does not require any more explanation. It can be used like if something or someone is a pain in the neck, it can bother or annoy us. So I'll present my report at the end of the meeting and also request everyone to use the word of the day and idiom of the day in every time when they come on the stage and speak. And whenever somebody uses them, all of us should turn our videos and give a thumbs up to them. Back to the G.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mank, for sharing this. Now, I would definitely share something on how I dealt with pain, but since I do not want to be a pain in everyone's neck, I'll just make it very quick. We all have received, okay, these things are kind of get emotional when you think about the biggest pain that is there in your heart. Physical pains are not what we are talking about here. We all know that. We are all talking about the psychological pain and the emotional pain. Yesterday night, I saw a movie has just released, a Thursday. It was about the pain that a female suffered for about 16 years of her life and how she had to deal with it, how others have to deal with it. All I can say is that the pain goes away with time. Whatever you do, it does go away, but the scars remain. I have not been able to figure out how to remove those scars, because whenever you see them, whenever you see those scars, the pain does come back. Maybe the intensity is not that great, it's not that high, but the pain does come back. And I'm yet to find out a way where I can completely get rid of that thought process. That's what my take on this is. DTM Shahid, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. Thank you for those thoughts that you have just shared with me. So I'll start from here only. Toastmaster Nupur said that there is pain. The pain has gone, but the scar is left. Now, what I figure out from her thought is that she is not feeling the pain, but each time she sees the scars that has been left. Now, the scars are not physical scars, they are mental scars. Each time she revisits in her thoughts those scars, she brings on the pain that is already there. She again comes up with it. She had already forgotten it, but it again comes because the scars are there. Now, I'm going to discuss 12 ways. They may or may not apply to all of you, but if some of you or some of us might apply them to our lives, we may reduce or may eliminate the pain from here. Now, over a period of time, we do eliminate the pain. But the point is here, what are we doing? We are actually looking at the scars like Toastmaster Nupur said, and we keep on revisiting the pain. So most of the time, the pain is eroded. Time is the biggest healer, as they say. But at the end of the day, we ourselves are not coming out, not facing our challenges, and not getting out of that pain that we have already forgotten. We keep on revisiting it. So here are certain things that each time when you revisit the pain or you feel the pain, what can you do to prevent it? Now, as humans, we have physical pain as well as emotional pains, as we discussed. What separates us from how we deal with pain is important. When emotional pain prevents you from healing from a situation, it is a sign that we are not moving forward in a growth oriented way. So, the first thing that you need to apply to yourself is number one, positive self talk. I'll divide these 12 features into 4 each, and then so that we can continue with the meeting. So, first is positive self talk. What is positive self talk? There was this beautiful lady. She was actually a witch. She had this beautiful mirror in front of her. She would go to that mirror and simply say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the most beautiful of them all?" And the mirror would say, "You are my princess." I believe that this is actually a fairy tale, but to me, it is positive self-talk. Talk to yourself. If you have gone through a pain, find out the positive into it. Reframe your negative thoughts into something positive. Anything that works, anything that gives you a chance to come out of that negative thought and move on. So self-talk, positive self-talk can be anything about with yourself, reframing your talks. Now, if this is some jargon to you, please do type in something on chat so that we can discuss it at the end if we have time, or we can continue this discussion in a very short manner if we are able to. Second is create physical distance. Now, when you feel some pain through a person, through a thought, or through anything that has happened in your life, please create a physical distance from that object, that thought, or that person. This is something that you can do yourself only. So, whatever we are talking about in pain has nothing to do with someone helping you, though there are certain areas where you can seek help and you need to understand that you had to seek help. We'll talk about it in further features. But the third thing is, let me first elaborate on this one, creating self distancing. Have you ever thought that when you are talking to someone, you are telling them about a pain area or a painful person in your life, and the person says, "Dur raho usse, samhalo khud ko." These are very common words people say to you, right? But we do not understand them. Actually, these are really consoling words, which if you apply in your life, they will become an opportunity for you to create physical distance from the pain area. Okay, let me move on to the third one. Third one is get busy. In my areas of pain, whenever I feel that something is going wrong somewhere, I busy myself into doing something positive or anything, even if it is not positive. I don't want, it does not matter. Taking a walk, going for a jog, reading a book, watching TV, watching YouTube, watching videos, anything that distracts my mind from a pain area. That is something to get busy with. I won't elaborate anything much on that. And the fourth part is practicing mindfulness. So you can practice meditation. You should be aware of yourself. What is impacting your current state? Be very mindful of yourself. Self awareness is very important, and move out of it if it is negative. Focus on your thoughts in the present. Do not delve into the past, the painful area. These are the four things that we discussed. You can note down certain things. We can talk about it after this meeting is over. During this period only, when the recording is not there, we can discuss our pain areas, and we can also discuss how to apply all these features into our regular things. Now, let me come back to the important part, that is the prepared speech area. Today, we have a speaker with us. The first speech that we are going to hear is from Toastmaster Vikas Shukla. Toastmaster Vikas is a senior manager in a virtual software development company for the last 15 years. He has worked in different time zones with different clients across the globe. He's a solution oriented person, loves facing challenges, and wants to keep inspiring people. Before I delve into his speech, I would like to call upon stage Toastmaster, who's the evaluator of. Okay, Toastmaster Mayank on stage, who is going to evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Vikas. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Mayank to give us the objectives of the speech of Toastmaster Vikas.
Thank you, William Shahid. Today, Toastmaster Vikas would be delivering his speech in preparation for the International Speech Contest. So my evaluation would be a general feedback on the speech content and the delivery. I'll present my evaluation when called upon by the General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mayank. Toastmaster Vikas is a musician, a swimmer, a cook, and is always a learner. So he is also a student. When I talked about the pain areas of his life, he said, forgiveness is a good medicine for mental pain. Thank you, Toastmaster Vikas, for this is a great learning for me to forgive. Yes, I have always been trying to forget, but forgiveness is a big challenge. And yes, you have given us food for thought that it is a good medicine for mental pain. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Vikas Shukla, my best friend, Toastmaster Vikas Shukla.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Shahid, for calling me your best friend. And now, in this speech, I'll introduce you all to my best friend. But before that, I have a quick question for you. Why white clothes are preferred in summer? Would anybody like to answer? Why white clothes are preferred in summer? You can just unmute and speak.
They reflect light.
Yeah, that was a right answer. And if you had met me 25 years ago, you could have saved me. Why? Because I was a topper in a vernacular medium school, and in fourth standard, we were introduced to the English alphabets: A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. And then my parents decided to shift me to a central government school where we were introduced to all subjects in English. So it was a complete English medium school. And this was the question I still remember till this day. The question was why white clothes are preferred in summers. But the problem was I could not even understand what the question is. How could I just write an answer? So what I did was just I wrote that question back in the answer sheet. I did not even attempt any other question in the answer sheet. I just submitted it straight away, and I knew my life is doomed completely. I kept trying my struggle throughout my studies. Then, before the 10th class board exams, our English teacher was telling other students that these students can get distinction in English. So, distinction is more than 75 marks. I was definitely not expecting my name, but when the teacher said, because you can also get a distinction, it was like music to my ears. I was just on cloud nine. I thought my life is sorted. Now I don't want to hear anything else, no matter what happens. There is some hope for a person like me who had started to think of himself as a loser. And from then on, yes, I took the science stream. I got the first division, and I was just preparing to become an engineer. So I started looking for the colleges which have these engineering courses. But then life struck us completely, and my father lost his job. We were just struggling to make the ends meet. And at the age of 16, I took a full time job, but still I wanted this dream to be alive of becoming an engineer someday. So I took a diploma course on site, but then again I did not had a computer at home. So what I did was I used to write the code on paper, and then I would try to just execute it in my brain just like a computer does. And I became really good in that some days I used to feel even if I write the code, I'm not going to need a computer. When I was looking for my second job, the office where I had to give an interview, it was closed, but I needed the job at any cost. I saw another office which was open. I went there, I asked them, like, is there a job opening? They said, just share us your resume. And then they said, yes, there is an opportunity for you. And the good thing was there was a website development department as well. So once again, my dream of becoming a software engineer was alive, and my best friend was with me at that time. So I was very happy that I'm going to do that kind of thing with my best friend. But the condition in the job was I cannot do anything else apart from what the job expects. So I used to work full hours till 6 p.m. When others would try to say goodbye, they would leave for the home. I would say hi to the web development. I would open the computer in office, and I would continue studying web development till 11 p.m., even 12 a.m. in midnight. And my parents were furious. Like, what are you trying to do with your life? I did not had an answer for that, but I kept trying. And one day, the project manager of the web development team came to me and said, I have a project for you, but again, I cannot do anything to help you manage the work in the office hours. But if you do that, there is a possibility for you to become a software engineer. I said, yes, I'm going to do it. I worked on it like my life depended on it. And luckily, I did crack it. The project manager actually made me the software engineer. I got 100% hike on the salary. And since then, I have never looked back. I have even worked 24 hours straight without sleep. I have worked hundreds of hours. There is a patented software. So now my best friend has made me realize that I'm capable of facing challenges in life. And my best friend is none other than Challenge. And I have a nickname for my best friend. Whenever I see my best friend, I call him Opportunity. So whenever I see Challenge, I'm like, wow, it's an opportunity for me. So that's why whenever I see anything in my life where there is no challenge, I feel bored. I feel dull. Like, why there is no challenge? And then I look for those kind of situations. And I was also an introvert. So whenever somebody would expect me to talk, my lips were completely closed. Some people used to think he cannot even speak. And one fine day, the girl I liked, she wished me happy birthday on my 24th birthday. And then she asked me like if I liked someone. I found like somebody is asking me to propose her. So I said, yes, definitely, why not? And this is how we started doing the talks and all. And we decided to meet after 2 weeks. I was completely afraid. Why? Because I saw a movie where a beautiful girl, if she meets a guy and if she touches the guy would faint with an electric shock. I thought it's going to happen with me at any cost. But somehow I survived that. And then I announced my marriage plans to my parents, relatives, and friends. And now I transferred the shock back to them because they had never thought that this guy could not even speak. And here he proposed a girl. He is going to have a love marriage. And it did actually happen. Now we have been married for 7 long years. So that's where I would like to say whenever you see a challenge, take it as an opportunity because the caterpillar in you has to go through the hardships and challenges of life to finally become a butterfly. So next time, whenever you see challenge around you, with open arms, say, "Hey, challenge, would you like to be my best friend?" Toastmaster of the day.
Excellent, excellent. Toastmaster Vikas, you have resonated all the thoughts that I have about releasing pain. The challenges that you are facing in life, you're turning them into your areas of opportunity. Thank you so much. That was a fantastic speech. Before I move further to the next speaker, let me discuss two more features, two more things that can help us release pain. The fifth one is be gentle to yourself. So hurt is inevitable. The pain is has to be there when there is some hurt. We may not be able to avoid pain. However, we can choose to treat ourselves kindly and lovingly when it comes. Now, I am not asking you that each time you have some pain, you go to the confectionery shop and buy yourself a chocolate. No, I'm not saying that. But understand that if there is some pain, do not go into a self-imposed exile. Do not close yourself in your bedroom. I don't want to talk to anybody. Don't go to that Kop Bhavan, I call it, the place where you sulk. Don't do that. Be kind to yourself. Treat yourself well. Pain was there. Okay, fine, perfectly all right. But do not sulk. You can cry your heart out, but do not let the pain overpower your thoughts. Do not let the pain take control of yourself. Do not let the pain go into depression. Do not let the pain allow you to go into depression or stress or tension. You will break your relationship with others. There are people who are willing to love you the way you are feeling pain, even if you are not feeling well. They just want to be with you. Give them that opportunity to do it. Be gentle to yourself as well as to the people who already love you. Sixth point, allow the negative emotions to flow. Do not control or hold your pain. Let the negative emotions flow. If you want to cry out, cry. If you want to cry out loud, loudly cry out. Shout yourself out. Go to the top of the roof and shout yourself out. Let the pain release. Do not control it. Do not, some people try to hide it. Okay, I don't want to show it to others. Let me sob in my own pillow. No, don't do that. When you are feeling bad and you don't want someone to look at you, just tell them to leave you alone gently. Do not control, do not suppress your feelings. It is very important to let go of all your negativity. Welcome your emotions and then let go of them. It may require some mental health intervention. Remember that. It may require a therapist, but stop fighting and stopping the pain on your own. And it won't leave you, it will get stuck with you. Having said that, I would now like to move on to the next speaker. The next speaker is Toastmaster Chandan Gupta. Toastmaster Chandan is from VGU Toastmasters Club. Before I move on to his introduction and other details, I would request Toastmaster Nupur to give us the objectives of the speech of Toastmaster Chandan. Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, DTM Shahid. Toastmaster Chandan would be delivering his level 1 second project speech, and he is doing the pathway leadership development. The purpose of this speech is for the member to present any topic, receive feedback, and apply the feedback to a second speech. So here I would be giving my feedback following the CRC approach, and would then request Toastmaster Chandan to incorporate the suggestions, the feedback for his next project. With that, would you want me to say the theme? I don't know if you remember. Okay, so Toastmaster Chandan, my favorite winter story, Toastmaster Chandan.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Man,
Thank
I
you,
love
Toastmaster
winter.
Nupur. Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. Okay. Toastmaster Chandan is from Dholpur. He is pursuing his computer science engineering course from VIT Jaipur. He joined Toastmasters to improve his confidence for his communication and public speaking. He's a silver medalist, state level taekwondo, and gold medalist, district level badminton champion. He also enjoys the harmony of music from time to time. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster Chandan Gupta. His winter story, Toastmaster Chandan Gupta.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Man, I love winter. I had lot of fun and lovely wishes memory. So it's hard to choose one along. I think this is the situation with all of you. Good evening, fellow Toastmaster. I think I have found the best and my favorite memory that I would like to share with you all. I was in convent school till 12th, and so it happened every year that occur. School end by 20th December, after which we had a Christmas party at school. This was an only day when we could go to school in our casual hand gal time. It almost like a holiday. When you sang Christmas carols, got a brownie of a random cake after as a gift, expected you to wake up early. Now, because our school got over about 10 days early, then of the other school, it was the momentum of joy for all us. I could watch TV as much I want to without dividing the time with my sibling. Let me tell you, TV in the greatest cause of rivalry among the Indian kids. The icing on the cake, however, yet to come. Can you anyone guess what might be happen? When I was in class 8, the cold here increased substantially, and the school had to remain closed for 2 more days, which extend to about a week. This continued about 3 years, and every time the news of the extension would come published in a daily newspaper once of the year. Our school in our list of holiday automatically extend the holiday by up to a week, and the mother of and me was the particular year winter. We are not at all cold, but because it was published in our school diaries, they could not cancel it. That my far is my best winter holiday memory when Santa took a decor to Indian gave us poor Christmas gifts, post Christmas gifts. In winter, my mother prepared my favorite gajar ka halwa, aloo chaat, mangoes, gajar ka pani, gajak. Now the putting a hunger in my bed. In morning and evening time, in my childhood, my papa prepared a bonfire to enjoy the cold. But nowadays, bonfire are less with the heater. I remember when I was small, I used to sit with my mother and grandmother and sibling on the roof to enjoy the sunny afternoon and played game like hide and seek, games which are made to the floor with one leg. There are many advantages to the winter season that we cannot finish counting. First of all, it's the time of vacation. While business in office and schedule are rearranged according to the whims of the season. School and college are closing for vacation around this time. The days are short and night longer. The usually result slowly at the session. Process people sit indoor by the fireside in the morning and the evening. Nature become beautiful and cool. In some area of our country, you can enjoy snowfall falling it. It is an amazing view to watch tons of people visit Shimla, Sikkim, and Kashmir every year to enjoy snowfall. It gives you the chance to eat fresh vegetable and fruits. Almost type type of vegetable is available in the market at that time. These fruits are fresh and delicious to eat because to, of the coldest environment, people lovely to drink hot coffee, tea, etc. In the at that time. Most of people awake to snow cut their path on winter morning. On some particularly several occasions, snow and strong winds have blocked roads and grounds, fights, even frozen rivers for day, week, and month. Winter is all that also time to celebration, all the major celebration of the year fall in the season. That is why less pressure from school, lot of vacations. Winter is my favorite season. There are few reasons behind it. First of all, I love vacation. I can spend lot of time my family and I can plan some tours in the session. We get fresh vegetable and foods. I love eating. I love winter morning tours. And now that is coming and soon. My code to save experience and memory with you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandan. That was a beautiful experience. I just had to look for my quote while hearing your winter, sorry, winter sessions. Okay, imagine, guys, that you are sitting in a group discussion with friends and family, and suddenly someone says something that has hurt you inadvertently. Suddenly, there was no intention from the person to do it. You felt a pain, a hurt, and you actually voiced it also at the same very place. But the person who said the hurtful words is not willing to apologize. He's not willing to accept that whatever he said has hurt you and he's feeling bad about it. So, my seventh request to you all is to accept that the other person will not apologize. There is no way you can extract an apology from the person. You simply have to move on. Live with the fact that the person is either unapathetic and sympathetic to what he has done to you. My eighth feature requirement to release pain is engage in self-care. What is self-care? Can anyone tell me how do we engage in self-care? Anyone quickly?
Maybe physical exercises, meditation, get
Yes.
good care of yourself.
Yes. It can be meditation. The
Doing
first thing that
cardio.
I have come up with is practice to say no. Some of us are so good at being so affirmative with everyone that if somebody is coming with us to us for any help or anything that we are unable to do, we still say yes. Saying no is actually a lot of self care. Set boundaries. Tell people in every relationship there are boundaries. No relationship is beyond boundaries. Set those boundaries to take care of yourself. Doing things that bring you joy and comfort is again self care. And listening to your needs first is something that is very important. These are some of the engagements of self care. And there are so many other things that you can do to engage in self care to release the pain that you have. So pamper yourself, but please do not spoil yourself. I hope you get the gist of what I am trying to say. Having said that, we now come to the second phase of our meeting. Guys, if I am boring you, if you are feeling pained, if you are feeling the desire to release the pain right now, hold yourself, because this phase is going to help you do exactly that. You are now going to be ready to release your pain. And how are you going to release your pain in this session? This is going to be told to us by the table topic master of today's meeting. And who is that? Any guesses? Who is the table topic master?
Saurav.
Toastmaster Saurav. Yes, Toastmaster Saurav, uh, up and coming Toastmaster who has the energy to release anybody's pain. Guys, let me tell you one thing about Saurav. I don't know. I know him for only a few meetings. But there is one thing that this guy has in him. He has that positive energy that one of the things I'm talking out of the all the features that I am going to tell you more about releasing pain. So if you want to release pain, I would request you to PM Saurav, ask him to meet you somewhere on a public place, anywhere there. Just ask him to hug you. And that hug is definitely going to release your pain. This is the kind of energy that Toastmaster Saurav oozes when he talks to a person. Please help me welcome on stage Toastmaster of the day, sorry, table topic master of the day, Toastmaster Saurav.
Thank you, DTM Said. A human body can bear only 45 del. Del is the unit. Del of pain. Yet, at time of giving birth, a mother feels up to 57 del of pain. This is similar to 20 bones getting fractured at a time. You can imagine now the pain and love of a mother. Life starts with huge pain. For me, no pain, no gain. Hi, I'm Saurav, your table topic master for today. Good afternoon, my dear guests and fellow Toastmasters. Table topic enables a member to develop the skills of impromptu speaking, to quick organize and think on their feet. Table topic help in different spheres of life. Be it an interview, group discussion, interacting with people. To start with, we have certain rules. Each speaker will give 1 to 2 minutes. 30 seconds will be given on the upper side to think about the topic. Speaking for less than a minute or more than 2 minutes 30 seconds will lead to disqualification. So are we ready? Great. So to start that, I have a wheel. So may I have a volunteer, a Toastmaster from this room? Anyone? You can raise your hand or you can say that.
Yes, sir.
Like Abhishek.
Stage Lavina.
Lavina. Okay, Lavina, just say if you able to see my screen. Yes. Yes.
Lavina, we can't hear you.
I can see the screen.
Okay, so may I spin the wheel if you grant me the permission?
Yes, please.
So let's go. Great. So Lavina, your topic is, what would you regret not fully doing, being or having in your life? Over to you, Toastmaster Lavina.
What do I regret not doing or having in my life? Ever since I was a little girl, I have dreamt of writing a book, seeing my name on the cover of a book, that book being there in a bookstore, people like me entering a bookstore to look at books, buy books, and seeing that book. Seeing my name on a printed medium has meant a lot to me, and I have daydreamed about it often and often not. When you daydream about something so much, the question comes, what are the steps you have taken to make that daydream a reality? Unfortunately, in my case, so far, that daydream has been limited to a daydream. I have an idea in my mind of a book I want to write. In fact, it's a book of short stories for children. I have the first story as well, but again, that is in my mind. Nothing has been penned down onto paper as yet. Is that a regret? It is. And the regret rolls along every 1st January of the year, because every year I have this resolution, and every year the resolution is revised. If any of you have read the book The Alchemist, I sometimes feel that my fate is akin to that merchant who was selling bone china, who had this dream, his lifelong dream, to go to Mecca, but somewhere he had made up his mind that probably the dream was more beautiful to him than actually taking steps to make it a reality. I find myself onto a similar path, and the regrets are there, but the regrets do not weigh me down as yet because I still have time. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I must say, if you dream it, you will definitely achieve it. Moving to next. Any volunteer?
So we had Abhishek Sharma
Abhishek.
and Mayank Khatri to
Volunteer. Okay. So may I take Abhishek? Abhishek, are you there? Can you open your camera?
Yes, I'm there.
Okay. The wheel for you. Great. Now your topic is, 1 second. Your topic is, can there be happiness without sadness, pleasure without pain, peace without war? Toastmaster Abhishek.
Okay, so sir, first of all, am I audible?
Yes, perfectly audible.
Okay, so as my topic is there can be happiness without pain, uh, peace without war, and so basically, I believe that it is both the side. It is nothing like that. You have to go through pain first to feel how happy you are. For example, when you are a child, and when someone gives you a chocolate, you feel happy. You haven't felt sad lately, but you still feel happy. But when you go through, when you grow, you go through different challenges of life. You go through rejections, your first rejection of from your crush. You go through failures, like you go through the comparison with your friend, which generally Indian parents do. You go through the basically sorry you go through basically the things. For example, you get low marks when you score. You go through the failures when you face competition exam. So there are different levels. So I believe ki there it is both the side. It is everything. It's everything you see, it is from both the side. It is in what you believe. So I believe is you go when you go through when you there's a quote, not just go through life, grow through life. So when you go through pain, it is for your own benefit. You learn something. You learn some of the lessons of life. You learn some things that you don't have to do in your life, or you do have to do. So that are some of the major things which I thought. So that was all.
Thank you. Thank you, Abhishek. Yes, life is all about both the side, pain and happiness, love and sorrow. Just enjoy the life. Thank you. So next is Mayank. Mayank, I'm spinning the wheel for you.
Yes.
Here we go. Great. The topic is number 3, and Mayank, Toastmaster Mayank, here you go. What would you do differently if you know nobody would judge you? What would you do differently if you knew nobody would judge you? Toastmaster Mayank.
What would I do if I think nobody was judging me? I think I won't do anything different. I am anyway living my life without the expectations of society, so I don't. It doesn't really matter what others are thinking about me. And a major effect of this goes to Shahid sir. I think me and Shahid sir had a conversation in early 2018 when a lot of these things, like you are being bogged down by expectations of society. You have to do something at different age. At different ages you would have achieved this one. At 25 you are having a 7-figure salary. By 28 you're getting married, 30 kids, and all the things which usually goes with for a majority of society. So a chance meeting with Shahid sir in early 2018, I guess. So had he said a line which I clearly try to live by every day. The line was, be unapologetic for who you are. So that really helps me. Like anytime I have that thing that what will people think that I have done this, done that. So that line really helps me that I have to be unapologetic for what I'm doing. I don't have to care. Generally, there would be obviously I don't say that using that line I can commit murders, I can commit bank frauds. But on a this is on a lighter note, but on a serious note, if you're unapologetic for who you are, it really doesn't matter that you whether anybody is seeing you or you are being judged. So live your life as if nobody is judging you. So that is my mantra for life. Over to you.
Great, great, great. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayank. Live your own life. Okay, that is the takeaway from this subject. So may I move to the next one? Anyone, any volunteer from the room?
Let's go for the guests. We have some guests in the room.
Guests,
You
show
can
me.
pull them in. Guest
Sneha.
Soumya, guest Sneha.
Am I audible to them?
You just made one of the guests run off. So you are audible to all of them. That means. Why don't you
Sneha,
call
are you
Sneha?
there? Hi, Sneha.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Great. So I'm spinning the wheel for you. Here we go. Nice. Topic number 6. Sneha ma'am,
Yes, sir.
the topic is, if it not now, then when? If not now, then when? Toastmaster Sneha.
Okay, so life is all about like starting right now. Like we all have certain goals, big goals, small goals. We all have goals in our life, and it's not just we can't just keep like waiting. Like when do we start? How do we start? It starts with the first step that we take, and yeah, so that first step, so sometimes it does become like hectic, like where to start from and how do we take that first step. So the first step towards the journey of your goal is always starting now. Like you have to plan in that so if you don't start now, you just keep on like waiting. Okay, maybe I can do it tomorrow or maybe later, so it just keeps on like building up this, and then okay, so yeah, so the journey of the like there's a very famous quote, the journey of the of 1,000 miles starts with the first single step you take. You should always start as soon as you can. I want something, I want to achieve something, I have to build the habit. Like whatever we do, it doesn't come like in one step, like in immediately. You have to work on it for a long time, and eventually slowly you get to that. So it takes time for that, and so yes, that's all. Thank you.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Sneha. Great. Yes, the journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single steps. So start taking your steps today. Start taking your steps now. Anyone in the room? Next topic. Any? Okay, great. So we have running out of time. Back to DTM side. Thank you. I hope
Thank
you
you,
like this
Toastmaster.
session.
It was a fantastic session, Toastmaster Saurav. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for bringing in so much of positive energy into the meeting. Okay, moving on back to the ways where we can release pain. My ninth uh, request where we can make release of pain is, because I'm calling them requests because these are something that we need to do rather than I order you or ask you. I am requesting you to take it. Surround yourself with people who fill you up. Now, here I am going to share a personal story. On 14th April 2021, I was hospitalized for COVID and I was in hospital for 41 days. It was a complete isolation. I was on oxygen most of the times. I was not able to interact with anyone from outside. Only my son was allowed to come into the room, and he was allowed to talk to me. He was seeing me isolated. I was feeling very lonely. He did a fantastic thing. He gave me back my mobile, which was taken away from me because there were so many WhatsApps coming and I was not able to answer to them. He gave me back my mobile, and in that mobile, my loved ones started messaging me. They messaged me hearts, emoticons, lovely messages. And this actually made me feel surrounded with people who were filling me up with joy. This is one simple example that made me revive myself out of my COVID situation. This is what you can apply into your life. Surround yourself with people who fill you up. Why the loss of someone who has gone, dear, departed from your life, make you feel so sullen, so down, that you are not connecting with people who are around you, who are living with you, who want to share their lives with you, and who want you to share your lives with them. So, surround yourself with people who actually fill you up, give you more energy, give you the zest to live, and you will release your pain. You will forget about your pain. My 10th feature is give yourself permission to talk about it. Okay, here I have observed most of the Toastmasters that come in as Toastmasters or guests are introverts. So what happens here is that I have observed that introverts and people who are less expressive and they do take longer to heal. Introverts do take a lot of time to heal. Please allow yourself permission to talk. Talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, talk to a guide, talk to your elder, talk to your younger one, talk to a mentor. Let go of your inhibition about being judged, embarrassed, or ridiculed. And if you have no one to talk to, do some self talk. Write on a piece of paper and tear it out. Talk to a therapist. Even for that matter, talk to a wall. But you need to talk to someone. Give yourself permission to speak out your pain and release it. Having said that, I have two more pointers. I'll take it after the general evaluators meeting, or let me take it right now. Then I'll conclude in the general evaluators meeting. Okay, with your permission. Okay. My 11th point to release pain is give yourself permission to forgive. Guys, allow yourself to forgive yourself. You have forgiven others. You have forgotten about the pain. But what is it there? You are living with a scar. The pain is gone. You keep visiting that scar. You keep visiting that scar. You bring it alive. Why don't you permit yourself to forgive yourselves and see that scar healing? Look at that scar and say, okay, you are welcome to be here, but I want you to be here as a reminder to make things, take things forward rather than become a pain area for me. Allow that forgiveness to yourself. We make mistakes. The pain happens, things are reciprocal. The pain happens because we have also done something wrong. And we keep on sulking on that. What will happen? We'll not come out of that pain. The pain will keep on visiting us and we'll keep on revisiting the pain. You'll start developing a relationship with the pain. Why are you doing that? It is because you're not forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself and please move on. Last, final but not the least is seek professional help. Guys, in India, there is a dearth of therapists who can actually work with you. And there is as much dearth of people willing to approach the available therapists who can actually help you. Do not be the latter. Look for someone who is a professional therapist. Go to the person, talk about your pain areas, and release them. Sometimes it is difficult to implement all this. Sometimes it is very difficult to even talk to the professionals. But give yourself a chance and see if you can take it forward and become a better person in your life. With this, I come to the end of our second phase. We will be moving on to the third phase. Let's take a deep breath. I see that all of you are stunned into silence. Please look at me in the screen. Give aloud a big smile and at least applause for releasing some pain from yourself. Great, great. Now we are moving to the third phase of our session. I think Abhishek has raised his hand. Abhishek, you want to say something?
So can I add something?
Sure, sure.
The
Please.
12 points you mentioned, which
Please.
really worked for me. One thing that I do to release my pain.
Oh, great.
The one thing
Okay.
that I do is like to go into the solitude, like at late night when it's complete peace. I just go into my balcony and look up at the like the sky, and there is many sayings ki at like 12 a.m. or like 10, 11 at late night there's something really powerful in the universe, or there are some like uh, extra energies universe in the flowing in the universe, or you can say the sky. So if you do the self talk at that time really helps.
Right, right. I agree. I agree with Toastmaster Abhishek. Yes, we can look up to the divine for help. Yes, we can look up to the spirituals around us, spirituality. Even nature helps us with that. I agree to Toastmaster Abhishek. Thank you so much. If anyone else has any thoughts on it, while we are having some thoughts on it, we can discuss them. In the meantime, I would request the host to please share the screen for the polls of the best speaker and the best table topic speaker. And while you can also unmute yourself and talk about anything that you wish to share in all these 12 topics that you are implementing in your life, any pain area you want to release, or anything that you say that this is something you have applied but it did not work. We have 3 out of 8, 4 out of 8 polls, 5, 6. So we have 2 more polls to go, 2 more participants, 7.
Those who are hosts, co-hosts, and cannot vote, please do message me on
Yes,
chat.
sure.
Just one more to go. One of you still has to vote. Okay, I'm ending the polls for the best speaker now.
Let's have the poll for the best table topic speaker.
Let's vote for the best table topic speaker.
Six out of 8. 2 more to go. 8 out of 8. Perfect.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So anyone who has any questions or anything to share on this pain area?
Okay. Sorry. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah. For me, what I understand in my whole life, that pain is a part and parcel of your life. You do have pain, and the society, the environment is created like to give you pain. So whenever you feel pain, spare some time with you. Go to some good places where you want to spend time only with you, and I believe the pain will be released.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Saurabh. Yes, Toastmaster Nupur, you have something to share?
Well, I don't have, I'm afraid, such positive things to share. I was in one of those, I'm sorry, I will use the term brainwash fat forums. I was asked to attend a landmark forum where they have about 200, 250 people, and they claim to help change people. And they asked people to share their pain, to share the reason why they are there, what exactly is bothering them. And when I just heard those people speaking, I was actually laughing. I was laughing because when we talk about pain, we don't realize what level, what superficial level are we talking about. Pain for some is my girlfriend dumped me. Pain from some is I gave my mother-in-law a sari and she gave it to someone else. Those are the kind of pain people talk about. My dear friends, life, if you understand, if you really talk to people, is far, far, far beyond that. Far beyond that. Talk to people who did not know where the next day's meal would come. Talk to people who do not know if they'll be able to fill their kids' school fee next time. Talk to people whose parents do abuse them. Talk to people who have been physically assaulted. Life, PR is full of those people. When you look at them, that is when you will realize how small your own pain is. And when we discuss about pain, that is the gravity of pain that we should be really looking at, because everything else would really go away, vanish by itself. One thing that Shahid, you mentioned about speaking. One thing I usually do, and I don't, people actually watch me doing it, and I don't, as I said, I don't give a S. When I drive in my class, because I can't do it at home with my kids, when I'm really in a lot of pain, I'm driving, turn on my speakers in full volume, loud music, and I literally scream. I scream to the loudest volume, at the loudest volume that I can actually. Scream, you scream and scream, and you just let it out. Yes, you do cry. People driving across do see you cry. But then, fine, after 2, 3, 5 minutes, I do feel relieved. That is something that I do. And I'm sorry I've taken a lot of time. I am a pain in the neck. And this is so please, sorry. Over to you, DTM Shahid.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. I have time for one more person. I would request Toastmaster Lavina to share something. Only 2 minutes of your time. Share something about pain.
Pain, as Nupur shared, is rightly relative. And all of us get a wake-up call sometime or the other in our lives. For me, it was the pandemic. For some, for others, it might have been different times. So my request to everybody is, out of my experience, that everything is about a frame of reference. What seems pain to me may not seem pain to you. So please do not trivialize anybody's pain. It is coming from their frame of reference. Be kind, have an open mind, and let us all work and go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Lavina. My dear friends, My dear Toastmasters and my dear intellectuals, there is a fine line between expectation and hope. If you turn your hope into expectation, you will get pain. If you turn your expectations into hope, you will have a better life to live. We do not live for others, we live for ourselves. We go through situations because of something that we have actually done, and we blame it on others. And then the pain starts. Like I told you before, like I told you right now. First, forgive yourself. Scream your heart out. The only thing I differ from Toastmaster Nupur's modus operandi of releasing pain is that she is actually speaking out loud to another louder scream that is going around. I would request her to change her modus operandi. Go to a deserted place. Go to a place where you have, even if you have the fear of someone listening to your louder screams, let it be. Let your screams be heard to yourself. Once you welcome that pain into yourself, and once you forgive yourself from the expectations you made from other people and they hurt you, trust me, your pain will be released. First, learn to forgive yourself. Only then will you be able to forgive others. I went through a major depression in my early young youth. And after fighting with it for 10 years, I realized that I am treading down the wrong path. I was actually blaming everyone else for what has happened to me. And then I was blaming myself for what I was doing. And one day I welcomed all my pain and then I released it. I let it go. Today, I am a better person. I do not say that I am pain free. I do not say that I am painless. But yes, I am a better person from what I was 10 years ago, from what I was 1 year ago, from what I was 1 minute ago. Slowly, I move towards the path where I am happy with what I am and I am not dependent on getting happiness from others. From everyone else, we get pain. From our own source, from our own soul, we get only happiness. Having said that, I would now like to bring you to the third phase of our meeting. Please help me welcome the General Evaluator of today's meeting, Toastmaster Nupur, to take us forward to the final leg of this meeting as the General Evaluation. Toastmaster Nupur Awasthi.
Thank you so much, DTM Shahid. Since we are running short of time, let's quickly get to the first section of which is the evaluation section. For that, I would call the first evaluator, Toastmaster Mayank Khatri, who would be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Vikas Shukla. Over to you, Toastmaster Mayank.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nupur. My best friend, an essay which everyone has written in their summer holidays with the help of their parents. But in today's time, we may have a lot of friends, but best friends are very rare to find, which and those friendships which last a lifetime. So today, the speaker presented a very unique take on my best friend. So here are my commendations for his speech. My first commendation would be asking questions right from the start. So asking question instantly builds connect, and the speaker asked a question, and who else better than the evaluator even answering the question. So as an evaluator, I had an instant connect with the speaker, that he was asking questions and engaging audience. The speaker also made a reference to the TMOD, showing that how much he was in sync in the current situation where everything was about his speech. My best friend, our best friend. So that was really engaging. My second commendation would be the use of original story. Using an original story does not require much effort because as you speak, the words flow automatically because you're reliving that emotion once again. My third commendation would be closing the loop of the story. When the speaker said my best friend, my mind had imagined a guy or a girl who would have helped the speaker to achieve something in his life. But when the speaker said that my best friend is challenge, so that really closed everything in the speech where I could even go back to what he said and then relate, oh, that this challenge was the best friend. So that speaker challenged my intellectual capability as well. So now the speaker had going everything right for him. So what the speaker can do to make this speech his best friend now. So I noticed that the speaker was a little low in energy. The speaker could have instilled more energy and made it an even better speech. My second recommendation for the speaker would be that the speaker's speech had a very good usage of language, music to the ear. I was on cloud nine, but it could have been given more effect if the speaker would have put in more emotions to explain the emotion behind it rather than just saying that it was music to my ear. The third and final recommendation would be the camera settings. The speaker was standing, but his hand gestures were coming very abruptly. So the speaker can maybe adjust the camera settings so that we can see the upper torso and the hand gestures do not come abruptly like this. Overall, for me, it was a very unique speech, full of originality. My commendation on original story, closing the loop, and recommendations on energy and emotions and better camera setting. I wish all the best to the speaker for his future speeches. Back to the G.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayank. Our next speaker was Toastmaster Chandan and the evaluator was myself. So I would be evaluating his speech. Toastmaster Chandan, could you turn on your camera, please? A question to you before I start the evaluation. Did you present the speech in front of your mentor?
My mentor is busy.
Okay, all right. So let's start with the commendations. Gajar ka halwa, aloo ki chaat, the bonfire. As all of these did connect and take us back down the memory lanes to a beautiful, beautiful winter. Winter being my favorite season or at least the preferred season than summers. I could really relate to what the speaker was saying. So great topic, great pointers that you have added there, Toastmaster Chandan. Thank you so much. I, however, have more recommendations than commendations here. But for the first thing, Toastmaster Chandan was completely, we could definitely make out was reading from the screen. We here are to learn public speaking. When we say public speaking, we will not get a sheet to speak from. It will have to be something we either memorized or we already have, or we have to think on instantly to speak. So we might go ahead, we might move on to the pathway, but learning is what we all are here about, and the learning will not come if we read. So this is not just to Toastmaster Chandan, but in general to everyone who is there. Toastmaster Chandan, I also noticed that the words in the speech were such that the speaker was not able to read properly or say properly, and there was pauses in between. So simple speech, simple words will also do wonders. We do not really need to add a lot of very heavy words if it's uncomfortable for us to pronounce them. It's okay to go with simple words as well. Uh, Pauses. Just today morning, I was telling my son that you have your own code language because the way you speak, it takes me also time to decipher what you're saying. And that is exactly how I felt with the speaker. The pauses, the long pause, short pause, commas was really missing. In fact, there was a sentence. Can you anyone guess what might happen? Was also it was a question where there was supposed to be a pause so that the audience can at least think and react. Was said in a flow. So that is something that we really need to be careful about. Uh, Overall, Toastmaster Chandan, it was a really good attempt because it was your just the second speech. So on that note, it was a great attempt. My suggestion here would be to go back to your mentor. If not, please get in touch with us. We can also work on it. That's not a problem. But let's relook at the way the speech was delivered so that we can learn from each and every project and then come back to us. I'm sorry, I'm exceeding time, but that is what my report for the evaluation report is. Thank you so much. Moving on to the tag team report. So I would first like to call the grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Mayank Khatri, to provide his report. Over to you, Toastmaster Mayank.
Yes, just give me a sec. Good evening, everyone, once again. So a very short grammarian report from me. I think the good usages for today's meeting would be music to my ears. I was on cloud 9, faint with an electric shock. And also, I noticed that there were some incorrect usages, such as, for example, coming to end soon should have been coming to and end soon. So also, I would like to highlight the use of vowels. Using and does not depend on the spelling of the word. It comes before, and it also depends upon the pronunciation of the word. It also depends in some cases where you see that the H alphabet is silent. It also depends there that you can use a vowel. For example, an R, because even though H is silent, the vowels would be used. So, and regarding the word and idiom of the day, the word and idiom of the day was not used by anyone. So we need to penalize all the members and collect huge amount of monies from them. So that would be all from my grammarian report.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Mayank. Unfortunately, I did miss a step in between. I did not call the table topic evaluator, and I'm really sorry for that. So before we move on to the AHA counter report, I would like to call Toastmaster Vikas as the table topic evaluator to provide his evaluations, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Nupur. So a big round of applause for all the table topic speakers, because I personally feel taking that attempt is far more important. And that's what all the table topic speakers did. And Toastmaster Saurav also used the spin wheel, because sometimes it's like, okay, which number you want to choose. So now it was like, this number has been given to you. So that was a good initiative. Toastmaster Lavina got the number 9. The topic was, what would you regret not fully doing or being in your life? And she dreamt of writing a book. I also dream of writing a book. And she mentioned that every new year she has that same thought again and again. So if you ever want to just go on that journey, Toastmaster Lavina, I would like to join you definitely. Maybe it's better to have two rather than one in the book writing journey. And you also have great stories. And the beautiful quote was, which you mentioned from the book The Alchemist, the dream was more beautiful than actually taking the steps to make it a reality. So that's something exciting. So that's a food for thought for me. Then Abhishek, his topic was, can there be happiness without sadness, pleasure without pain, peace without war? So he summarized it pretty well. When someone gives a chocolate to a child, they feel happy. So it should not be like they have to have pain to feel some happiness. When we grow, we go through rejections from crush, comparison with friends, and all. And the key takeaway for me was not just go through life, grow through life. Toastmaster Mayank. The topic was, what would you do differently if you know nobody will judge you? And he is a live example of that, that he clearly said he is already following that. He does not care what others think of him. And he also shared his experience of meeting DTM Shahid in 2018 when he shared a very good quote that uh, about being unapologetic, I guess. And yeah, be unapologetic for who you are. It doesn't matter whether you are being judged. The good quote from him was, live your life like nobody is judging you. Then it came to guest Neha, and I would like to applaud her because it's more important to take the step. And as you are just giving the speech as a guest, so that is perfectly fine. And we all go through same kind of experience. And when we become good members, definitely those fears will go away. You still were able to relate with the topic throughout, and the quote which will stay with me from your speech was, journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. And you always mentioned, just take the step right now. So with more practice, definitely you will become a great speaker. A quick general recommendation for everyone in table topics: try to use some body language, some facial expression, and vocal variety. So that would make your speech even more spectacular. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vikas, for that evaluation. Let me now get back to my tag team, and I would now like to call the AHA counter of the day, Toastmaster Kabir, to share his report, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator, ma'am. I would like to present my report for the day. And the usage of our words was confined to minimum. Most of the speakers were adhering to the rules, and I'm sure there will be a lot of improvement for everyone going forward. I will start with Toastmaster of the day, Shahid Anwar sir. He used once, he used so once, and once. So totally he used 3 times. Then we had General Evaluator and Evaluator 2, Nupur. She used once, once, so once, and then she was okay with, she did not use anything else. Then Timer, Neha, she had used and once. Grammarian and Evaluator Mayank, he used 4 times, once, but once, so 5 times, and once. Speakers, we had speaker 1, Vikas, who mentioned but twice, so 2 times, and then and 5 times. Speaker 2, Chandan, he used once, once, then so once, and 3 times. Table topic master, Saurav, he used twice. Evaluator Vikas, he used once, and so 2 times, and 1 times. Then we go back to table topic speakers like Lavina. She used once, she used but once, and she used so once, and once. Abhishek, he used 5 times, but once, like once, so twice, and then and once each. Mayank, he used 3 times and 3 times so, well once. Sneha, she had used 3 times, like she used once, she used so once, and she used 1 times. So that's the report for today. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kabir, for sharing that detailed report. And now let's move on to the timer report. So go to Toastmaster Neha, please.
Kabir, can you please stop sharing your screen?
I think I have it not stopped?
Yes.
Stop share. Yeah, I think it stopped now. Thank you.
It stops now.
Yeah. I guess we can continue.
Yes. I have started recording the time from the general evaluation introduction team. So general evaluator, Toastmaster Nupur and TAT team took 6 minutes 22 seconds. I couldn't monitor TMOD as it's go beyond the timelines. First speaker took 7 minutes 22 seconds. Second speaker took 5 minutes 30 seconds. Toastmaster Saurav as a table topic master took 3 minutes 43 seconds in the introduction. First speaker, table topic speaker Lavina took 1 minute 56 seconds. Table topic speaker Abhishek took 1 minute 43 seconds. Table topic speaker Mayank took 1 minute 45 seconds. And last speaker, table topic speaker Sneha took 1 minute 58 seconds. For the evaluations, first evaluator took 3 minutes 20 seconds. Second evaluator took 4 minutes 21 seconds. And table topic evaluator took 3 minutes 13 seconds. Coming to the grammarian, grammarian took 1 minute 30 seconds and R counter took 2 minutes. That's all about my report. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Neha, for sharing that report. Now let me come to, okay, as also the host, let me just start with the polls for best evaluator before I begin my evaluation. So, and also the auxiliary role player. So let me just you there on the screen for best evaluator. Okay, done. Thank you. Let me move on to the auxiliary role player first. Then two more to go. Waiting for 2 more votes. Okay. Thank you. There's one more, but we'll just end the poll now. All right. Now, an overall report of the meeting. We started right on time. There were role players who took the roles at the last minute, and I really appreciate that. So thank you, Toastmaster Vikas, and thank you, Toastmaster Mayank, for taking the roles at the last minute. Here, what we did not have the sergeant at arms, so Toastmaster Shahid took the rein in his hand and he played the role of sergeant at arms. He introduced as well as moved ahead with the session. It was a pretty intense session, and we understand that it was a bit more than what a regular Toastmasters role would be. But here, we'll take this as more of a discussion and a keynote, and I'm sure that every one of us has really benefited from the 12 pointers that he shared with us. So thank you so much to DTM Shahid for sharing that with us. The evaluation section began with Toastmaster Mayank sharing his views, and I do not have any recommendation. He is an experienced Toastmaster. I do not have anything to say on that. For my evaluation, I would request anyone else to comment if there are anything, either DTM Shahid or Toastmaster Mayank, please share your views on my evaluation here. Toastmaster Vikas, thank you so much for being there and also pinging me about the Toastmasters report, so the table topic evaluation report. He did give a thorough job. The best part that I really liked about his evaluation was the quotes that he remembered and he re-mentioned from each and every one. So there was a lot of good usages, a lot of quotes that he did remember, he did note down and share with everyone. He also specifically encouraged our guest Sneha at the end. So his recommendation, his evaluation for that, and the kind of push and encouragement that he gave was really appreciated. So that is about the overall the evaluators. And I we did start on time, and I believe we will be able to end the meeting on time as well. There, for the tag team, the reports were detailed. The sheets were, the trackers were actually maintained and presented. I look here that Toastmaster Kabir, who has joined us after a long sabbatical, has taken the role in his first meeting. So kudos to that. And thank you so much, Toastmaster Kabir, for doing that. Really appreciative of that. And as usual, the tag team was spot on, really great. I do not have any further recommendations to that. We will be able to end on time. So I guess from the time perspective, also we are good. I would now like to hand over the stage to either to DTM Shahid or Mayank, anyone, if you would like to give the evaluation. For my evaluation, my speech evaluation, or let's move ahead with the flow, with the role.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nupur. As the Toastmaster of the day, I am back in action. And regarding the evaluation of the evaluator, that is the speech evaluation that you did, the Toastmaster Nupur did a fantastic job in giving a very candid and purposeful evaluation to Toastmaster Vikas Shukla. The speech, the evaluation shot over time. The evaluation was actually not a true CRC approach. However, I am sure Toastmaster Vikas is delivering this speech as his ISC speech, and the kind of feedback that Toastmaster Nupur gave on this speech was actually deserved. Because if we are not candid and honest with an ISC contestant, he is going to suffer at the end in his speech levels.
Okay, I think Toastmaster Vikas is trying to mention something here.
Yeah,
Yes.
I wasn't that speaker to be evaluated, so it was Chandan, the speaker.
I was evaluating Toastmaster.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Confusion. That's a pain area for me. I sometimes forget who is doing what. Okay. So Toastmaster Nupur was evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Chandan. My evaluation remains the same. Here, the only fine tuning I would do is to give a strong shock with a little more subtle injection. Chandan, Toastmaster Chandan, is a new aspirant. With the kind of feedback that you have given to him, it could be a strong shock to him, and it might give him uh, the uh, the desire to first go and find a mentor, and second, it might also happen that he might flight off from speeches. So I leave it up to Chandan to decide what to do. But I would suggest that a candid feedback is always good if you are taking it in the right spirit, and if you are taking it from a very senior Toastmaster who has experienced and tasted the public speaking platform very well. Coming from Toastmaster Nupur, such kind of feedback, if it was for me, I would have definitely taken it very positively, and I request Toastmaster Chandan to do the same and approach uh, for getting his speeches mentored. Having said that, I would now like to switch over to my role of Toastmaster of the day. Okay, so I'll make it a 5-minute interaction once again. What is the one learning? We are 8 people here, excluding me. What is the one learning that we are going to apply in our pain areas from the 12 that we have already discussed, or anything that you have already done or you would like to do in relation to the pain areas that you are going to release? I will start with Saurabh. Saurabh,
Love
is there any
yourself.
one learning? Love
Love
yourself.
yourself.
Love yourself. Great. Toastmaster Kabir.
I would like to take life little more less seriously.
Take life less seriously. Okay. Toastmaster Neha.
For me, it should, I take it from like that. Don't think what people say and don't be judgmental. I mean,
Okay.
how people will judge us.
Neither judge nor be judged. Great, great. Toastmaster Vikas.
I would try to have a balance between yes and no's, because yes, I also have a habit of saying yes to everything. So try to balance that.
Excellent, excellent. Toastmaster Mayank. Okay. While Mayank comes back, I'll ask Toastmaster Lavina.
Uh, to communicate my pain either with a therapist or by journaling, they're doing that.
Great, great. And last but not the least, Toastmaster Nupur.
Okay, there are a lot of takeaways. What I will do is, again, not something that I am sure, because a lot of these things are something that I've been doing. I don't know. Guess we'll just have to. I'll just still have to figure out of the 12 which one will work the best for me. So, but I'm sure something or the other will work.
I understand. I understand. Okay, with that, I would like to end my session and sermon, and would like you to all be part of the Toastmasters family and share your griefs and pains with each other, because it is the most beautiful form of release. I would now like to hand over the stage to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Nupur, to close the meeting and also announce the best role player and the other awards. Thank you. Over to Toastmaster Nupur.
Thank you so much, DTM man. DTM Shahid, look at this slip of tongue. All right. Let's first get on to the happy part, which is the certificates. So let me just get those certificates ready. And before we do that, there is one more poll which is pending. So let's just quickly have the poll for best role player, please. Kindly vote for the best role player. One more. All right. Thank you. Okay. There is something that I have noted down in my, on my pin board, which is about family. Family is not something that you get, as per me. And I guess two people already told that my thought process is really extremist. So pardon me if it does not gel with you. But for me, family is not only what you get by blood relation. Family is what we create. Family is a group that we create where we feel safe. Safe enough, not just physically, but also safe enough to express our thoughts, to share what we actually feel, to get response or get suggestions, or even if not suggestions, then just vent out without having the fear of someone being judgmental. Family is there to stand by you, support you, be there. And that is where hope and expectation mismatch. Because with your immediate family, it's not hope, it's expectation. My kids will not hope that I keep them safe. My kids will expect that I keep them safe. I will not hope that when I cross the red line, someone will not come barging into it and cross. I will expect that people will follow traffic rules. And that is where a lot of pain comes in. My dear friends, here, family is what I would be creating myself. Family is where I would be looking at people, friends, people like this Toastmasters with fraternity, where we can go out and share what we feel without really thinking what the person's saying, what the person listening to what I'm saying is going to feel or judge. I here just go ahead and request all of you to not take this as only a platform, but maybe out of hundreds of Toastmasters here, you can find that one or two people who you can connect with, who you can bond with, and make a part of that family. Maybe you can share your feelings, share your thoughts, and I'm sure they're only going to stand by you as pillar of support, not judge you. All right, with that, again, heavy pay heavy. That is what I would say. It's a very heavy session. I would like someone to say a joke because I don't know how it's going to play out later. With that, let's just go ahead and I'll start sharing my screen. And let's guess the role players then. Sorry, guess the winners then. All right, friends. Auxiliary role player. Quick, 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 shouts.
Kabir.
Toastmaster Kabir. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Best table topic speaker. Who do we have?
Lavina.
Abhishek.
Yes, Toastmaster Lavina. Best evaluator. Toastmaster Vikas evaluating so many table topics with such enthusiasm. Great. Best role player.
Master of the day.
Toastmaster of the day. Congratulations. And best speaker.
Vikas.
Vikas.
Toastmaster Vikas. Well, congratulations, big congratulations to all the winners. And with that, I switch off the screen. I thank everyone here for joining this meeting, and I will now stop the recording.